Good morning, friends. Good morning, good morning. Hello. Ah, it's herding cats. Good morning, good morning. Good morning. Hello. Welcome to Unity of Fort Collins. Good morning. Here we go. Do we have anybody who's new to us today? Welcome. If you'd like a welcome packet, you've got one. Perfect. We love to have you here. We've got a lovely kids program, so if you want to check us out, that's great. Welcome to those folks online. We have a pretty big following of folks that catch us online, so welcome to all of you who are watching the service from your screen. Unity of Fort Collins is kind of a special community in that we're working on a team leadership concept. So there's an awful lot of folks who volunteer to make things happen. We have a team of, we have teams that run social events, and we are also, we have two spiritual leaders, and we have guest speakers and folks from the congregation. So our format is about 2 Sundays a month. You'll hear from one of our spiritual leaders, and then the rest of the time we bring in guest folks. We're an interfaith community, so you're as likely to hear about Buddhism and the Tao and all the world's great religions as you are to hear about the teachings of Jesus. So I think our belief is in the one God, many paths approach to spiritual more than religious. That's our little summary for today. I came downstairs this morning and my husband Robert said, "Oh my," and I asked what that meant, and he said, Gerald's sick and Richard's on vacation. Oh my. So wave to Robert in the booth. John Magny's helping him out. John's gonna, so anyway, I think they've got it under control in that treehouse. So thanks for volunteers. Today's speaker is Reverend Jim Yeaw, who is one of our spiritual leaders. The reader is Kellee James, and our musician is Elise Wonder. We have a music team, John Magny and Elise, who trade off, so we get a little bit of everything in terms of music vibes. Today, there's a council meeting at 11:30 after the service in the Myrtle Room. Our chaplain today is Nancy Hughes. Nancy, are you waveable? She's back with the kids. So after the service, if anybody feels like it would be soothing or helpful to them to pray with somebody, we've got Nancy available to do that. Tonight is family fun night, and we're having a drum circle. So we're gonna drum those kids back to school. We've got plenty of drums. Tim and Helen Peak are coming back to do the drumming with the kids. So if you'd like to drop in and do a little drumming, it's tonight. Now, Joellen and Doug, come on up.
Good morning. I'm here to remind you about our Unity Annual, and the script is written for... What are you doing?
I'm taking a nice boat to the picnic.
You're taking a nice boat to the picnic? That's pretty weird transportation for the land. Are you from a Barbie movie or something?
Yes, I'm altruistic Barbie. But no, this is a boat that holds ice.
To keep food cold.
Yes, that's it. Yes, that's it. Well, I better get going. I got a lot of paddling to do.
Yeah. That's next Sunday after the service, and you can see the details on the monitor. And we'd love to have our online viewers join us also. So, that is if you live nearby. So, thank you.
Altruistic Barbie and the annual picnic. Did you get that? There's an annual picnic next week. All right, come on.
Okay, I'm here to talk about the UFC Marketplace fundraiser. It's an exchange of donated services or events for sale at Unity for a limited time. It's income for UFC. What can you do well? What can you offer? What might you be interested in buying? Services, classes, social or spiritual events, entertainment, 3 months of homemade pie? Donor forms are at the back of the sanctuary. Please return the forms by August 27th, which is next week, and the annual picnic. The marketplace will be open September 3rd to 17th. Descriptions and prices of the donated services or events will be displayed back there. Payment is made at time of the sign-up. So this is a kind of a new concept for us, and everybody has talent. So offer something, choose something, do something. Thank you.
Yay. Cool new concept. So check it out at the back table with the Marketplace fundraiser. So you've just heard about our annual picnic, the fundraiser. Leanne's going to talk about the yard sale. One more big event.
This is an almost annual event, and we do it as a fundraiser for Unity. We just ask folks to donate pretty much whatever. We don't want cars or big appliances. Anyway, there's posters around the building that show what we welcome and what we'd really rather not have. And I'm going to pass a sign-up sheet because it's a little bit labor intensive. We need a lot of bodies to help sort things and get them out the day of the sale. It's pretty self-explanatory, so it's always a fun day, and we'll move some things around in the universe and some money toward us. Thanks.
So the 3 fundraisers, the 27th is the annual picnic, the yard sale is the 16th of September, and the music fundraiser is on the 13th of October. So those are coming. And our goal is to raise $12,000 for Unity of Fort Collins. So just putting it out there, that would be super helpful. That would bring us into balance at this moment. So let's see if we can do it. Actually, I know we can do it. Thank you. Jim, do you want to make an announcement about the Zoom class? Run.
Well, on August 31st, we're starting a new study. It's all God, the flowers and the fertilizer. So if you'd like to join us, this is Zoom at 1 o'clock on Thursdays. Thank you.
right. Let's balance ourselves up. Join in our community blessing. Our unity centers us in light and peace, allowing us to recognize our God within and to radiate that love to the world. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I just want to extend an extra little arm of gratitude to Robert and John, who are taking the bull by the horns or the unicorn by the horn and doing some sound for us this morning. Last minute notice. Please join if you feel led. You think you own whatever land you land on, and the earth is just some dead thing you can claim. But I know every rock and tree and creature has a life, has a spirit, has a name. You think the only people who are people are the people who look and think like you. But if you walk in the footsteps of a stranger, you'll learn things you never knew, Have you ever heard the wolf cry to the blue corn moon, or ask the grinning bobcat why he grins? Can you sing with all the voices of the mountain? Can you paint with all the colors of the wind? Can you paint with all the colors of the wind? Come run the hidden pine trails of the forest. Come taste the sun-sweet berries of the earth. Come roll in all the riches all around you, and for once never wonder what they're worth. The rainstorm and the rivers are my brothers. The heron and the otter are my friends, and we are all connected to each other in a circle, in a hoop that never ends. Have you ever heard the wolf cry to the blue corn moon, or let the eagle tell you where he's been? Can you sing with all the voices of the mountains? Can you paint with all the colors of the wind? Can you paint with all the colors of the wind? How high does the sycamore grow? If you cut it down, then you'll never know. And you'll never hear the wolf cry to the blue corn moon, or whether we are white or coppered skin. We need to sing with all the voices of the mountain. We need to paint with all the colors of the wind. You can own the earth and still you can own the earth until you can paint with all the colors of the mountain. You can paint with all the colors of the wind. Good job, everyone. And now a reading from Kellee.
Good morning. I'm reading from the book Horsewoman by Lee McLean. Lee also posts on Facebook as Keystone Equine. And you'll notice, I don't know if anybody can see, I have a purple hand this morning. That's from a product called Wonder Blue that you put on lacerations on horses. My spotted mare has hurt herself. Fine one night. She's come home the next morning with a nasty cut on her leg. In addition to science, antibiotics. She is being treated with love and honey and daily soakings in magical warm black tea. I've been doing one thing wrong, however, and that has to do with my attitude. I schlepped out this morning, down in the dumps, and worried. And there she was, waiting at the gate in the sunlight. Knowing I'm on my way, whinnying a joyful good morning. I'd forgotten that the chance to doctor a beloved horse is a gift that strengthens our bond, a deposit into the gratitude account for a change. As Doll stands with her sore leg in the bucket, I smooth her mane. She shakes her head, and I stroke it pretty, again, and again, and again. This also is from Lee McLean. Soft horses have a serenity to them that brings to mind the dancer trained in ballet. They have immense body control. They can isolate body parts to respond to us, and they have a mental preparedness that allows them to sail through life gracefully. Soft horses have had someone in their lives who has taken the time to make things right.
Oh, whoa, there we go. And please join along also. You might know this one. Look for the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your strife. I mean the bare necessities of Mother Nature's recipes that bring the bare necessities of life. Wherever I wander, wherever I roam, I couldn't be fonder of my big home. The bees are buzzing in the tree to make some honey just for me. When you look under the rocks and plants and take a glance at the fancy ants and maybe try a few, the bare necessities of life will come to you. They'll come to you. Look for the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your strife. I mean the bare necessities. That's why a bear can rest at ease with just the bare necessities of life. Oh man, this is really living, so just try and relax. Yeah, cool it. Fall apart in our backyard. 'Cause let me tell you something, little britches. If you act like that bee acts, you're working too hard. Don't spend your time looking around for something you want that just can't be found. When you find out you can live without it, then go along not thinking about it. I tell you something true. The bare necessities of life will come to you. Will come to you. Look for the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your strife. Oh, yeah, I mean the bare necessities. That's why a bear can rest at ease with just the bare necessities of life. Yeah, one more time, with just the bare necessities of life. Yeah, man.
Wow. Hey, you notice how Elise sang two beautiful pieces of music with a theme to them? You might wonder, my talk title today is The Spiritual Nature of Animals. And you might wonder, who am I to talk about such a thing? Do I have the experience to talk about the spiritual nature of animals? What do you think? Sure. Well, I'll tell you. I'll tell you why. It's because I was adopted. Did you know that I was adopted? By a golden retriever. By a golden retriever. Her name was Angel. Angel. I'll tell you in about 2 minutes a little bit about Angel. You see, she came into my life on Father's Day a few years ago. My son Daniel and my wife Sharon, they went and got this beautiful little fuzzy golden retriever and brought her home to me on Father's Day. And then Angel and Sharon and I went off to Missouri and we attended the Unity Seminary there. And Angel went right along with us. And she kept up in those classes very well. Then we moved to Arizona. And it wasn't long till Angel became very attached to a church down there. She went to work every day with me. Every single day she went to work with me. And Angel got to know the schedule of things around. You know, she knew when, her name was Julie, not this Julie. But she knew that Julie came in on Tuesday at 10 o'clock. And Julie carried a bag with her, and in that bag there was always a cookie. So if you're carrying one of those bags, Angel called it a cookie bag. Okay? Well, she really bonded with that congregation. They loved her and she loved them. Well, after a few years, one Saturday morning, we got up. Angel was laying on the floor and she couldn't get up and walk. We took her to a vet and they discovered a huge mass of cancer. And so that day, Angel made her transition. And then the next day, as we faced the congregation, we had to tell them that their Angel had moved on. We put a notice in the bulletin with a picture. And that was the saddest day I've ever experienced as a minister in a Unity church, because there were many tears being shed in that audience because they missed Angel, missed that little dog. Well, the board of trustees for that church decided that Angel's ashes should be placed in the memorial garden, and that's where she is today. That's our story about Angel, the dog that adopted me and adopted a whole congregation down in Arizona. So I'd like to share with you something about the spiritual nature of animals. Animals play very important roles in our life, and they assist us in so many numerous ways. And sometimes it's not initially evident if we don't take the time to examine them closely. As our spiritual companions, they offer us a deep transformative power. This individual, her name is Liz McKenzie, wrote a book called Bark, Neigh, and Meow. And in this book, she talks about 5 different connections we have with these animals. We have this book in our bookstore, and you can also order it our website. Courtney, what's the name of our website? All right. Good, thank you. Well, she details many real-life stories and examples of some of these common ways our animal companions help us and impart their divine wisdom into our lives. And I'd like to talk about the 5 ways here on our screen. First of all, as a friend. When we form a bond with an animal, it goes much deeper than just friendship. Although they are certainly friends to us and provide wonderful camaraderie, animals can be our soulmates, our spiritual companions, divinely partnered with us for a very specific purpose. Our hearts seem to merge, and therefore we link our energy fields as well. This spiritual connection creates a strong bond that lasts even beyond death. Our animal partners are still able to be with us from the spirit realm and are able to communicate and comfort us and guide us from there while we're still on this earthly plane. It's my belief that animals are here to be friends and companions for us. They're here to share a divine wisdom with us. Each of them, regardless of who they are, possesses it and imparts it to us. And it may not be always evident in the moment, but in hindsight, we can almost always see just how important an animal friend was and now contributes to our lives. All beings, regardless of what they are equal. Any species can partner with us and help to enhance our lives in very unexpected ways. Hedgehogs, tortoises, goats, they aren't normally thought of as pets, but we can make a conscious decision to attune to them, to awaken a fulfilling and even a magical relationship. In preparing for the talk today, I was able to look into the teachings of several of the world's great faith traditions. And I want to share one with you. This is a quote from Rabbi Gershon Winkler. "You are the breath of God. You are of the sacred wellspring. All that exists is being breathed into being, or it wouldn't be. In other words, what you have been spending in books and workshops to develop about your essential selfhood can be discovered in the next animal you run into or that flies over your head. Both you and they carry the mystery. You are they in human clothing. They are you in animal clothing. They are you in animal clothing." Just think about that for a moment. That's a deep spiritual truth. The very next connection we have with animals is as a teacher. And I believe that animals come into our lives to teach us in both physical and spiritual ways. From the smallest of lessons, such as slow down and enjoy life for a moment, to deep, personal, and very specific divine messages tailored to our lives and experiences. We can learn a great deal from them. Being attuned to that animal companion can reward us with many lessons for our individual and collective spiritual journeys. Each instance of wisdom we receive can open us up to further teachings. It will guide us towards our purpose and propel our spiritual growth as we fulfill our divine purpose. Animals are teachers, and when we open up to what they have to share with us, we can grow exponentially simply by being in their presence and experiencing their day-to-day life. It takes simple attention at times to recognize and absorb the animal wisdom that they impart. Once we attune to them, it becomes second nature for us. Animals teach us unconditional love. They teach us patience. They teach us living in the present moment. Even observing interactions between two cats or birds or hamsters can teach us a lot about life and nature and the wonderness of all things. In the Hebrew scriptures is an interesting story. It's the story of Job. You know, he was told, no wonder you worship God because of all the blessings in your life. But if God turned against you, you would no longer do that. Well, in the 12th chapter of that book, it says, but ask the animals, and they will teach you. Or the birds in the sky, and they will tell you. Or speak to the earth, and it will teach you. Yes, even the earth. Or let the fish in the sea inform you. So you see, the world's great religious traditions tell us about learning from our animals. The third thing that animals provide us, they provide us with being a guide to us. An example about Angel, the golden retriever. One day a man walked into our offices and he said, my car broke down and I need to make a phone call. We said, fine, there's an office over there. You can go and make your phone call. Well, Angel was sitting in the office and she never did this, but she goes, grrr, grrr. And we said, cut it out, Angel, what's going on here? Well, when that gentleman went to leave after his phone call, I looked down and he had an ankle bracelet on. They have a sense, a deep sense that animals can guide us in many ways, towards something, through something, or away from something. For example, a dog barks incessantly to alert you to an intruder, or a flock of birds alert you to a coming storm. They provide intensely personal guidance to us, recognizing that their guidance of an animal leads to many benefits in our lives. So it's important to be attuned to that which animals offer us. Number 4, animals can be healers to us. They possess extraordinary healing abilities, and stories of animals healing and helping to heal humans certainly abound. The healing our animals provide can encompass a variety of areas, but such as physical ailments or emotional issues or even a broken heart. I'm going to play a short film clip for you on this subject. I hope it plays. There it is. Oop. I think it went backwards. Help, help, Courtney. There's the screen.
If you're a regular Healing Quest viewer, first of all, thank you for that. And second of all, you may have noticed that we're fascinated here by the role animals play in keeping us emotionally and spiritually healthy.
So this season, we've asked some of America's leading experts on trauma and emotional fitness their opinion of animals and healing. Do they really have a big impact on our healing? And if so, how does that happen?
Animals are able to give us unconditional love. We don't feel like we have to put up a front in front of the animals. We can be who we are, and we can wrap our arms around them, and we can get nuzzled, and we can have that love that we all need.
Many of my brain spotting colleagues actually have animals as therapy assists in their offices, and they're really quite remarkable because a dog will just know when to come over and sit next to the person, and then when to get up and kind of walk away. They're so tuned in, and cats also have their own way of attuning, so it can really help a process. But the reason why animals can help us to heal is because they put us in touch with our animal selves. And when that happens, we come back to who we are, we come back to where we come from, and we get literally and figuratively grounded. Because animals are in the moment, they help us to be in the moment. The truth is, the moment is the only thing that exists, and animals in their own innate wisdom know this. We as humans have lost our way with this, but animals are our teachers and our guides who can lead us back into the moment.
I think animals can be helpful to people who are going through trauma for sure. The relationships are very intense, but I think the Dalai Lama always says that dogs, for instance, as pets, are there to teach people about love and compassion because the connection is so unmediated.
Sue Gross experienced that love and compassion from her dog, Star King, in the aftermath of the death of her partner of 20 years.
After Ken passed away, I was, of course, grieving. I was sitting in my living room crying one day, and Star came up, and he sat down, and he started whining right with me. And then he sat and put his paw right up on my shoulder. It was really something, and comforted me and let me hug him. And that really was healing. It was a very wonderful thing. I don't know what I would have done without Star in these last months.
Doctor?
This is Healing Quest, so you can watch the rest of it on the internet. In fact, Sharon has often told me about her golden retriever by the name of Taffy. When her husband made her transition, Taffy would come up and just lick the tears on her face. Animals fully realize our emotional state and our health state, and can be so much attuned to us in our healing process. The fifth example I'd like to give you is that animals are a bridge to the spirit world. Animals can serve as bridges in so many ways. Animals can give us a message from the other side that may be meaningful and profound. It's enough to help us heal and greatly lessen the pain and grief of loss. Even a non-domesticated animal such as a hawk can still, on this earthly plane, often bridge to deliver a message from a beloved animal friend that's already crossed over. Receiving a message from the other side can certainly be heartwarming. I remember with Sharon's mother. Sharon's mother loved birds, especially cardinals. And after she passed over, guess what showed up? Right where that cardinal should not have been. It was a cardinal. So most of us as human beings are out of touch with the animal world. We have an attitude that we must be greater than the animal world. But not so. There are our partners, our friends, our caretakers, our soul partners. So Elise, would you like to lead us in the meditation prayer?
our prayers, and we are always praying our thoughts, our prayers. Listen to what you're saying, seek a higher consciousness, a state of peacefulness, and know that God is everywhere, and every thought's indeed a prayer.
Just gently close your eyes. Simply learning the love that we share with the animal companions that does not end with them passing from the physical plane is one of the most important and meaningful messages an animal lover can learn. Since all of life is interconnected, animals help us bridge the world of spirit. And so in this moment, I'd like you to think of an animal, perhaps that little one that you had when you were a child. Perhaps that companion you had years ago that since have gone to another experience of living. Perhaps one that's right with you right now. And as you bring that furry creature, that feathered creature into your thoughts, I'd like to invite you to picture them. Bring them into the picture of your mind and whisper a thank you for all that that little one has done, all the love that's been shared, all the wisdom that's been given, all the example for life. Yes, we know and affirm that all sentient beings possess the same love qualities that we possess. They're on this planet to share life and love and wisdom and guidance. We're grateful for that. We honor them. We bless them. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you for the animal companions that inhabit this earth with us. In the name of the Christ presence, amen.
May the blessings of God rest upon me, May God's peace abide in me. May God's presence illuminate my heart now and forevermore. May the blessings of God rest upon you. May God's peace abide in you. May God's presence illuminate your heart now and forevermore. May the blessing of God rest upon us. May God's peace abide in us. May God's presence illuminate our hearts now and forevermore. Now and forevermore.
So we come to the time in our service where we share from the abundance that's been given. So I invite you to take your offering and hold in your hands gently and be grateful to the depths of your being for all that we have and the ability to give. So the ushers will come forward. We'll bless our offering with the words on the screen. Together, divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God.
Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these broken wings and learn to fly. All your life you were only waiting for this moment to arise. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these sunken eyes and learn to see. All your life you were only waiting for this moment to be free. Blackbird fly. Blackbird fly into the night of the dark black night. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these broken wings and learn to fly. All your life you were only waiting for this moment to arrive. Blackbird fly. Blackbird fly into the night of the dark black night. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Blackbird singing in the dead of night.
Well, now you know why she's called Elise Wonder. And thank you, Kellee James, for your reading today. And thank you, each and every one of you that carved out this time on Sunday morning to be part of this community. It's much appreciated. So I guess we can bring our children in. We've got some children back here. Okay.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, yeah, I'm gonna let it shine, yeah. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, yeah, yeah. Here on the corner of Limes and Vine, I'm gonna let it shine. I said here on the corner of Limes and Vine, I'm gonna let it shine. Here on the corner of Limes and Vine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, baby. One more, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
So we have a special presentation, and Courtney, there's some slides to go with this, I think.
This morning, we were talking about love being all around us. And there's a nice little poem. It's called, Why Did You Come Here? And we're going to share that this morning. You go first. Me first, okay. Why did you come here? I asked the daisy as I lay on the grass feeling dreamy and lazy. The answer just appeared in my mind. I came to add to the beauty you'd find.
Why did you come here? I asked the bee, flying so fast I could hardly see. The bee turned and started to fly more slow. I came to help the flowers grow.
Why did you come here? I asked the ant as it ran across the beautiful plant. I was alone, but now life's a dream. I came to work as part of a team.
Why did you come here? I asked the cat as she clawed away on the fireside mat. She looked right into my eyes with a stare. I came to help you become aware.
Why did you come here? I asked little Lucky, our precious playful Labrador puppy. I show you every time we run and play. I bring you pure love each moment, each day.
Why did you come here? I asked my teacher when showing my carefully painted picture. She thought for a moment and began to say, I came to help guide you along the way.
Why did you come here? I asked the old man, sitting in the park and getting a tan. The man smiled at me and said, ever since my birth, I came to enjoy life on this beautiful earth.
Thank you.
And thank you, Nancy Hughes, for arranging this. Okay, are we ready to circle up now? And we have the prayer of protection and the peace song. Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
I don't know the ways yet.
Good. Strip. God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, the presence of God watches over us.